I was a bouncing and a laughing as we rode down an old dirt road. Daddy looking in his rear view, hoping that we'd just hang on. Well, I can't recall a time when I ever had so much fun as I did when I rode in the back of a pickup truck.
So we got a Nissan Navara in for a body lift. Unfortunately, nobody seems to make one in this country, and the ones abroad don't seem to turn up, so we're going to have our own made. My little drawing of what we need, the original bolts, so I know what size to get. We're going to go 2-inch high on the body itself. The suspension's already been lifted. Lift the body up a couple of inches. Nice big wheels, wheel arches, make it look beastly. What do you want? Nothing? Anything? Customer's got a lovely Ridgeback cover on the back, which is all lockable, and obviously a lockable tailgate. Doesn't come with central locking. We fitted a central locking kit. Central locking kit into the tailgate, wired it through so it's actually attached properly to the central locking. And there you go. Simples. Right. So just to recap, we've fitted the 2-inch suspension body lift spacers that we had made locally, machined up. We've had to have bolts, buy special bolts for it, to obviously they're 2 inches longer, high tensile steel bolts. If you have a look through here, you can see one of them fitted. I haven't done the bolts up as yet, just got to realign everything, make sure everything fits properly. But we've got 6 smaller ones for the rear tub, and the body, they're slightly bigger with bigger bolts going through them. Lifts it all up. Nice big gap between everything. Nice and easy to work on now.
The springs and the dampers?
The springs have already been done by the customer. They're 1.5 inch lift on those. So he's had front and rear. So the total lift is 3.5 inches. Then he's got the bigger wheels and tyres, which are massive, which probably brings it up another couple of inches as well. So once everything's bolted up nice and tight, we'll have a massive clean up underneath, and we're going to do a full waxoyl underbody protection on it. Customer's request, in all the little cracks, all the metal chassis, bodywork is all going to be covered in a nice thick coat of waxoyl, which will protect the car through the winter, through the summer, through the salt on the roads, through the winter, for the snow and everything like that, and the rain, and make it live longer. This is the stuff we use, made by Hammerite. You've probably heard of them. It's a good quality stuff. It's been around for years. Basically put it on every year or 2 years, little top up in corners where it dries up, but it doesn't dry fully. It stays pliable and waxy and stops all the crap getting in there. We spray it on with a gun. We've got a nice pipe that goes into all the holes in the chassis, so you can fill the chassis up as well, so it's not going to rust from the inside out. So we can fill the chassis. We won't fill it, brim it, obviously. It just gives it a light coating inside. making my brain vibrate.
Well, if it was normal size, there'd be no room in your skull.
Oh yeah. Crazy. Done.
Crazy little thing. Oh.
Don't look at it close. Once that's heated, you get rid of that ring. We've done the lift kit. We put the 2-inch spacers in the chassis, between the chassis and the body, which has lifted it 2 inches, strangely enough. Put them all the way through. We've extended a few bits, obviously, because we're lifting the body, which has got the steering, the gear stick, and all that rubbish. We've now fitted the big ass wheels and tyres. We've trimmed the original bumper and wheel arch to fit. Now we need to trim the new wheel arches which stick out further to cover the tyres for legal reasons. We now need to trim those so they don't catch when you do full lock to lock. The rear is easy because it doesn't steer. The front is a pain. We're going to warm it up now. A bit of filet. This is the wheel arch for the Navara that we've had to modify because of the bigger wheels. So I've chopped it, put a bit of fiberglass reinforcing behind it, and then we can clean it up. A little bit of filler, a bit of black paint. Won't know we've been there. But we've had to do a little bit of trimming there on the fan cowling with the engine cover, as the engine obviously sat still on the chassis, but the body's lifted, so everything else has moved slightly. We've had to just rearrange the brake pipes and things like that, fuel lines, where it's all lifted. So, yeah.
I was a-bouncing and laughing as we rolled down an old dirt road. Daddy looking in his rear view, hoping that we'd just hang on. Well, I can't recall a time when I ever had so much fun as I did when I rode in the back of a pickup truck. I would sit there with my arms stretched out on that rusty bed, just waving at the people in their cars when the light turned red. I'd get a little scared when the tires hit a hole or a bump, but it made me feel big in the back of a pickup truck. I didn't care about the roller coaster down at the county fair. To me it didn't have the punch a truck bed had. When we got back home, I would throw my hands up in the air, 'cause I was so excited that I got another ride back there. You might think I'm kinda crazy when I say